Hi, welcome to McDonald's. What can I get for you?
Over 55% of the adult U.S. population is now considered overweight or obese, according to an article published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, which addresses the correlation between eating behavior and weight. Health problems connected to unhealthy eating are on the rise, while our children are sharing in our demise. Every day we all make food choices, and according to current studies, we are making bad ones. A diet filled with hydrogenated fats, high sodium and sugar content, and overall indulgence of calories from fast food burgers, fried chicken, and pizzas dripping with grease are killing us at worst. At best, we are considered the most unfit country in the world. We all have a story to tell about our health. As young women, we all have experience with food choices and how those choices relate to weight or health. We relate to most people about the struggle to eat right in the midst of our fast food nation. From our own experience, we believe that the diet of most Americans needs to change. This process begins with ourselves. This process begins with you. You should change the American diet by changing your own. We will take an honest look at the American diet by first looking at the direct links between being unhealthy and eating unhealthy. Then we will see that we are the cause and we have the power to undo the damage. Finally, we will take a look at small actions we can take to become a healthier nation by being healthier individuals. Meanwhile, we are dying with every bite. There are direct links between eating unhealthy and being unhealthy. The Department of Health and Human Resources estimates that 64% of Americans are overweight or obese. Deaths due to unhealthy lifestyle rose by 33% over the last decade, according to the Department of Health and Human Resources Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. 7 of every 10 deaths are now from a chronic disease, mostly caused by tobacco use, obesity, poor diet, and too little physical activity, according to a news release by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services on May 13, 2011. An unhealthy diet is connected to low performance physically and mentally. Unhealthy eating is responsible for our ability to participate in a range of activities being impaired or completely eliminated. Without the proper nutrients, our bodies cannot perform. Without the proper nutrients, our brains cannot function efficiently. If we don't change the American diet, our children will suffer the consequences. Health problems related to diet in children are responsible for lifelong devastating illnesses. Without change, we will continue to watch the average age of obesity fall lower and lower in our children. CDC.gov, the National Center for Chronic Disease Prevention and Health Promotion, tells us that childhood obesity has more than tripled in the past 30 years. With 20% of children ages 6 to 11 considered obese, according to a study titled Prevalence of Obesity Among Children and Adolescents, United States Trends 1963 to 1965 through 2007-2008, according to kidshealth.org, the percentage of overweight children in the United States is growing at an alarming rate, with 1 out of 3 kids now considered overweight or obese. What causes this problem? Us. We can undo the damage by changing our own diet. By changing our eating habits and making better food choices, we begin to decrease our risk of health-related disease and death. Obese children who have several medication issues can become completely healthy adults. By changing, we will be able to think clearer and perform better physically. Now you might be wondering, how can I change? By making small adjustments to your diet, you can see significant results. Small Step is a program developed by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services provided to give us encouragement and information to help us eat healthy. At www.smallstep.gov, it instructs us first to set a small, incremental goal to start with, and once accomplished, to set a new, higher goal. Some of the suggestions offered on www.cdc.gov, a website resource from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, include focusing on fruits and vegetables, whole grains, and eating lean protein while getting the most out of your calories by keeping fats, cholesterol, added sugars, and sodiums low, and including foods rich in vitamins and fiber. For more in-depth information about the nutritional value of different foods, as well as tips on a healthy lifestyle, you can visit www.mypyramid.gov, a website provided by the United States Department of Agriculture. Kim Velsley wrote an article for the Hartford Courant, a newspaper in Connecticut, titled "Enfield Students Promote Healthy Eating." falsely emphasizes that getting kids to eat healthy foods can be a challenge, although according to the article, not as big of a challenge as we might expect. Finding out what your child likes can be an educational experience, teaching them what foods do to their bodies. The American diet cannot change without us. We now know the direct links between eating unhealthy and being unhealthy. We now know that we are the cause and we have the power to undo the damage. Finally, we now know the direct links between eating unhealthy and being unhealthy. We also know that we are the cause and have the power to undo the damage. Finally, we know that small actions can be taken to become a healthier nation by being healthier individuals. It is up to us to change the American diet by first changing our own. Some say it only takes one person to change the world. We just have to change our diet.